Hi you guys, this is going to be my 2021 favorites / December and January favorites video. I have COVID. I'm starting to feel you've gotten me in a point where I've taken some medicine and I feel pretty good. So I'm going to take this half hour, go through all the things that were my favorite in 2021, December and January. I don't wish to be on camera because I'm not putting makeup on. I don't really want to put makeup on and my makeup brushes when I am ill. I just washed everything, all my brushes, went through and sanitized all my makeup, and I'll sanitize this makeup and all the things that I have in here after I'm done with this video. But yeah, here's my basket. I got a ton of things to get through. I'm gonna move my basket out of the way and start with my favorite things. The first product that I want to talk about is this Fenty Beauty skin tint, and I have the shade 21. I really like this for everyday use. A lot of Fenty Beauty foundation and complexion products break me out. This one I haven't had a problem with, so this is an everyday staple when I just want to put a little something on but not too much. So I definitely have been loving it since I got it in 2021. The next foundation product that I like is from Guerlain or Guerlain, however you say it, is the L'Essential High Perfection 24-Hour Foundation, and it has SPF 15. I have the shade 055W. I have a review on this foundation on my channel. I will link it up above. But I really enjoyed this foundation, especially in the summer. I feel like it is a bit red, but I use a color correcting solution by LA Girl to correct it, to make this a little bit more neutral, and I love it. It does have fragrance in it, so if you don't like fragrance you probably won't like this, but it has a matte finish and I love it. They have a more luminous version of this foundation, but I have combination oily skin, so I prefer the matte one. Like I said, I do have a review on this foundation and wear test on my channel, and I'll link it down below in the description box. My number one favorite from 2021 as far as foundation is the Sephora Best Skin Ever. I love this foundation. Clearly, I've already been through one. This is my second one, and I do have a backup of it because a lot of brands tend to discontinue or change formulas of products that I love. So I really want to get another one because Sephora collection is notorious for changing formulas or just getting rid of a product as a whole. This is, out of all of the foundations that I've shown you, is the most affordable. I believe this is $20. I really like this foundation. I like the wear. I like the way it looks on my skin. I like the shade that I got. And the shade that I got is 55N. This is like my perfect shade. Like, there is no adjustment needed. I don't have to put like a concealer to make this work, a powder to make this work, a color corrector to make this work. This is the perfect color. So yeah, this is one of my favorites. My number one favorite concealer that was in my last favorites video of 2020 is still currently my number one favorite, and that is the Pat McGrath concealer. It's my favorite. I have multiple shades. This one is in MD22. This is my favorite shade to highlight with, but I do have MD23 and MD27 to spot conceal with. This is still my number one favorite concealer, and you can see it is loved by its usage. But there is one that I got in 2021 that I really do enjoy, and that's the Dior Forever Skin Correct Concealer in the shade, what shade did I get? 4.N Neutral. This is a bit light, but the shade 5N is a bit too red. I wish they had more shades in this, but as for the formula, I love. For the wear, I love. You can kind of see that I used it pretty often. So on my full glam, more brighter under eye looks, I like this. And the next concealer that's my favorite for 2021 and just in general is the Born This Way multi-use, oh my ring light. The Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer, and I have the shade Maple. I believe this was in my 2019 favorites. But this is just a staple. I really like this. I use this more for every day. I use it with my Fenty skin tint. So yeah, I use this with my Fenty skin tint. I use the Pat McGrath with my Sephora Best Skin Ever foundation, and I use the Dior Forever Skin Correct with that Guerlain. So yeah, these are my holy grails and favorites of 2021. My first powder that I want to talk about is the Givenchy Prism Libre powder, and I have the shade 5, and it has multiple different colors. Let me open it. Has multiple different colors. I really don't like the darker shades. I really wish that I could find a color, like one with lighter colors in it for under the eye, because I feel like the darker colors kind of darken my under eye, but it does really smooth the skin. I love the way it smells. It's so finely milled, and I'm glad to have this in my collection. All the rest of my powders are pressed powder, and the first one that I want to talk about is the All Nighter pressed powder by Urban Decay. I really have been enjoying this powder. I feel like it locks in my makeup, makes it nice and smooth, and I feel like it gives me a longer wear time with my foundation and concealer. I think that's why it's called All Nighter, because it's kind of like the setting powder from not the setting powder, the setting spray from Urban Decay. So I really have enjoyed this. It did not come out in 2021, but I got it in 2021, I think spring or summer, or I'm not sure, towards the end of summer maybe I got this, and I really have enjoyed it. The next product that I want to talk about is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Powder, and I got the shade 410. I use this powder for touch-ups. I keep it in my purse. I really like it. It looks really nice. I like this powder for touch-ups, like I said. I tried to use this powder just as like my foundation, but I feel like it breaks me out. I was watching LBD Beauty, you know, Lynette. She says that this breaks her out, and I think this is what's breaking me out, because I used it for 2 weeks, just this and nothing else, and my nose and cheeks started to break out. So I guess I can just use this as a touch-up powder, but I can't use this just solely as a foundation. And honestly, when I used it as a powder foundation with no liquid foundation on it, it made me really oily. So this is not a foundation that I would wear by itself. Now I want to talk about my two staples. It's my Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin Powder NY505 and my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Skin Perfecting Micro Powder in the shade Medium. I literally have been using this instead of loose setting powder. You can see it's clearly well loved. It was in my last year's favorites, and it's in my 2021, well, not last year's. This was in my 2020 favorites, and it's also in my 2021 favorites because I love it. Clearly, it has a pan. I think this is like the only product that I hit pan on this year. So yes, I love that. And here is, and this has like a, I don't know if you can see it, but it clearly has a dent in it. I use these powders. Like they're my most used powders. I love them, love them, love them. I do want to mention my Mented bronzer in Yacht Life. I used it a lot in 2020, and I also used it a lot in, oh, I don't want to show myself because I look terrible. And I just stuck my nail in that. Yes, I used this in 2020 and I used it a lot in 2021, especially the beginning of 2021. I used this a lot and I still love it. My next favorite bronzer for 2021 is the Juvia's Place Bronze in Dark. I wore this out during the summer, I believe. I love this. I use this sort of like my Jouer Sun Swept bronzers. I use one for bronzing and one for blush, and sometimes I use it for eyeshadow because honestly, I haven't been wearing a lot of eyeshadow in the year of 2021. So yeah, I loved this. It's a good formula and a nice color. So yeah, I've been loving that. And then my next favorite of 2021, this was, I don't like it to I love it, and it's the Danessa Myricks Cream Bronzer. It looks terrible, but because I dig my brush in it, but clearly I use it and abuse it. And it's the shade Deep. Sorry for the glare. It's the shade Deep. I love this. I use it on my full glam days, not every day, because it does pull more of a contour. I have two bronzers that are fairly new. It's the Glowish bronzer by Huda Beauty and the bronzer from Christian Dior. These are my December and January favorites. I love them, especially this one. I got the color 8, and I just think this is the most perfect color for me in a bronzer. I love this. I feel like I should get another one. I also got this in the Huda Beauty one. It's the color Rich in 5, and I love this. And I think you've seen me use it, most of these products, maybe not this one, but you definitely see me use this and all the other products, and I get ready with me before. So that's all my bronzing favorites. I'm gonna move on to my blush favorites. Miss Pat McGrath Labs. And this is the shade that I got. I only own one of her blushes because, I don't know, I tried to limit my spending this year, even though I did spend a lot. And the color that I got is Paradise Venus. I feel like this is the most universal shade for a deeper complexion. It goes with everything. It's like a terracotta shade. It might not be pulling that on camera because of my lighting. Here, let me check. Yes, it's like a terracotta shade. This is beautiful. It wears beautifully and I love it. I don't have anything negative to say about this blush. It is definitely hands down my favorite of 2021. The next blush that I use and abuse is from LYS Beauty. This shade is Self Love. It's a nice cream blush and I did use it quite a bit, especially in the summer. I believe did I use this in summer? Yeah, more around June, July. That time I used this a lot and I do love the color. It's more brighter than it looks very muted in the pan, but it's more brighter on my skin. It's a dewier finish, which I don't mind because I like to have glowy, dewy skin in the spring and summer, and I have oily skin anyways, but I do love the color of this. I think it's beautiful. The next blush that I want to talk about is from Minted. It's in the shade Clay Too Much. I think this is a beautiful like mauve on me, like a mauve terracotta color. I'm not even swatching these. I've swatched them before in a haul, I believe. But this is like if you don't like blush. If you're not into blush, this is a very subtle blush if you're not into blush. The next blush is from Charlotte Tilbury. It's in Pillow Talk Intense. I really like this. I think it was in a favorites video, my November favorites, and I really love this blush. I wore it out November and December and January, honestly, but I have two new favorites in blushes. And then my latest favorite blushes, I only have one here and it is in Berry Juicy, and this is from the Glowish line from Huda Beauty. I like both of these. I've been wearing them a lot. I just put my nail in this one too. I've been wearing these blushes a lot since I got them, and I really, really enjoy them. All right, you guys, my phone went off and I was trying to do the blush portion of this video, but I cannot talk about a blush favorite and not talk about my Rare Beauty blushes. I have the shade Love, which I used heavily, and I have the shade, this is Believe, but that's my newer one. And this is the other one, Grace. So I used Love and Grace throughout the year, and this is my newer one. A little dab will do you. You don't need a lot. A little goes a long way, but I really do love these blushes, and they're semi-affordable for Sephora. In 2021, what I started off loving in 2021 is at Forest Sight, Raw Beauty Christie collaboration with ColourPop. I really used this a lot in 2021. I really didn't talk about it though, but I did use this a lot more in the winter part, like January, February, a little bit at the end of March. Really thoroughly enjoyed this palette. I use mostly these shades right here on this section. I used this for New Year's actually of 2021. And loved it. I don't have any other ColourPop palettes but this one, and I love it. Another standout palette for me for 2021 is the ABH Norvina Collection palette. I believe this is number 5, volume 5. Yes, I don't have any of her bigger palettes. This is the only one that I own. I actually enjoyed this thoroughly, and I want to use it way more. It challenged me to use colors, but I do love, if I'm going to wear a color, it's probably going to lean more pink or purple. So I love these. They were extremely easy to work with. Purples are hard, and I found myself using this with such ease. So yes, this is my favorite to look at and play with. So even though I don't use it that much, when I do, I love it. All right, another palette staple for the year for me is Miss Pat McGrath Labs again. It is the Mothership Mega Celestial Odyssey Holiday Palette. I love this palette so much. I haven't played with it as much as I want to, but like, I love this palette. I love the color combination that she had. I didn't get the one from 2020, but I'm glad I got this. I've used that darker shimmer. I've totally used this color right here. I've used that green color right here. Of course, the quality is outstanding, of course. I know people don't like the color story, but I'm a neutrals girl. And like I said, if I wear pink, if I wear color, it's going to be a pink. But I feel like she gave you a lot of neutrals, and I know it leans more pink, and I wish there was a little bit more mattes in here, but I love it. I like to use this section right here. I use this section right here. When I filmed my Target haul, I used this color and that color and this color right here. I believe this is a beautiful, beautiful palette. Of course, the quality is unmatched. My next favorite of the year, even though, come on, focus. My next favorite of the year should not come by a surprise. It's the Gimme Glow Vintage Rose palette. Even though I got this at the end of the year, I have worn these two shades out. I have used the green too. You can see the dent. So this is kind of like the trifecta right here. It's this shade, this shade, this shade, this shade, and that shade. So Thorn, Velvet Petal, Copper Rose, Bouquet, and Age Rose Stem. Love it. Those are the colors that I've been using. I plan to use these two more in the spring. I just think that would be so flirty and fun and pretty. There's one more palette that I have to talk about. There's one last palette that I have to talk about. It's the Side by Side Nude palette by Nabla Cosmetics. This was like a middle of the year purchase, but as you can see, it's well loved. This has quickly become an everyday staple if I want to wear eyeshadow because I love neutrals. So you can see dents in this, dents in that, dents in the black. You can see all the colors that I've heavily used and loved. So this by far is a 2021 favorite. All right, towards the end, this is like a December. This is like a December and January favorite. It's the Natasha Denona Glam Face Palette Volume 2 or Dark. And a lot of people either love it or hate it. I love this palette. I literally have been using it every day. You could probably see the dent in it. I normally use Crease, Transition, and Outer Corner. Those are the colors that I mainly go for. And I love that blush. As you can see, it's, hold on. I keep putting my nail and stuff. I'm ruining it. I just nicked my palette. But I love my blush. It shows up. I use my Rephr number 17 brush, I believe. It's a more denser brush. I get a lot of color payoff. Some people don't like this blush. They say it doesn't show up, but I use a denser brush and I love it. Like I said, I use Outer Corner on the lid. I use Transition as a transition and I use Crease in the crease. But if I want to do a more smoky glam going out to dinner, I will do Smoke like as a halo, inner and outer corner, and I'll put inner corner in the middle. So I find in that highlight is out of this world. A little dollop will do you. I want to talk about the Fenty Beauty lip creams. I love these glosses, especially Mauve Wives. I got the Fenty Glow in the cream and I got Mauve Wives in the cream, and I use this more in the spring and summer, but I do love this color. I don't have anything this color, so I find that very beautiful. I also love the new Heat ones. I'll post a picture somewhere in here. I don't have them in my basket because they're somewhere in my purse. Another gloss favorite from 2021 is the Tower 28. Is the Tower 28 lip glosses. I have almond and cashew. I believe this is almond. And this is not sticky and it gives your lips a perfect shine. I really enjoyed these glosses this year. It feels like more of an oil than a gloss. All right, another lip favorite for 2021 is the NARS Matte Lip Balms, and this is the shade Whiplash. I love this. I don't know, it's hydrating. It feels very moussey. I use this as an everyday lipstick. I use this with my Fenty Skin Tint. I put this on and then I'll top it with one of those Tower 28 glosses and I just love it. I have a lot of colors too. I like also Brief Encounter, but I don't have that with me. The next standout lipstick favorite for 2021, I just filmed a look with this. This is my Christian Dior Velvet Lipstick in 710. It is beautiful. I just use this in my Shop My Stash, Get Ready With Me, Q&A. This is beautiful. Every time I wear it, I get a lot of compliments. So, very pretty. I'm not doing mini swatches because like I said, I have COVID. I don't feel good. I'm just trying to get this done. And all the products that I've talked about, I've used in a video. The next lipstick favorite is from Charlotte Tilbury. It's in a specialty collection and it's called Nude Romance. I wore this lip shade out. This was my nude shade ever since I hauled it in the summer. I did a Charlotte Tilbury haul. I will link it up below. Oh, I will put it up below, up above and down below. I did a try on haul and I love this. This is a nice shade and I love the packaging. And I would have to say my really November, December, and January favorite is the Makeup by Mario lipstick in Nicole. Some people hate this formula. They say it's too drying, but I actually like it. If I want a matte lip, I want it to be matte. So I really have enjoyed this lipstick. I want to talk about some lip liners that are also in my purse, but they've been in a favorites video. I do love the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Intense Lip Liner. It's her lip cheat lips liners. I'll put that up above, like a picture of that. And I also have been loving my Juvia's Place retractable lip liner. I believe it's like in a dark bronze. I don't know the shade name, but I will also put that up above. All right, everyone, that is my 2021 favorites plus November, December, January favorites. I hope you guys like this video. Please hit the thumbs up button just for the effort because I feel absolutely horrific. I'm going to take some medicine, have some tea, and get in the bed. Yes, please pray for me. Keep me in your prayers. Like I said, my whole family has had COVID. My mom, my dad, my brother, my husband, my son, my daughter, and now me. It's been a rough couple of weeks. My mom is still feeling her effects due to COVID, so just send prayers up, please, and thank you. I really appreciate that. Yeah, but these are my favorites. Sorry this video is so long and not as I normally do, but when I think about all my favorites from 2021 and just recent favorites, these are it. I'm sure I have many more, but my brain's not at 100% right now, guys. So anyways, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell button to be notified when I upload another video. Bye, you guys. Stay blessed.